Hello, welcome to the Vercammen Law Office Legal Podcast. This edition, we're looking at domestic violence restraining orders and how courts decide cases. We're looking at the case now of B.M.O versus P.M.A. In domestic violence cases, they use initials to protect part of the people's privacy. So here, the defendant appealed from an FRO entered against him based upon a finding that defendant had committed the predicate act of harassment against plaintiff. The parties dated for approximately 2 months, but continued to communicate with one another for several months thereafter. Plaintiff later filed a domestic violence complaint, alleging defendant had engaged in harassment and cyber harassment by contacting individuals close to plaintiff to inform them of plaintiff's sexual orientation. Defendant admitted contacting plaintiff's mother to reveal plaintiff's sexual orientation, but denied telling her that she was a bad mother. Plaintiff contacted defendant and asked him to cease contacting plaintiff or his family members. There was notice there. Defendant also contacted plaintiff's employer regarding personal matters between the parties, including information plaintiff had revealed about his job to defendant, which resulted in plaintiff being subject to disciplinary action. You're supposed to not discuss confidential stuff in the bedroom, I guess. Anyway, the trial court granted a final restraining order to plaintiff, finding plaintiff's testimony more credible than the defendant's. The trial court also ruled that a final restraining order was necessary for plaintiff's protection, noting defendant's threat that he would not stop until plaintiff was in jail or lost his job. On appeal, the appellate court affirmed. The appellate court first held that communications sent to a third party for the purpose of harassing a victim constitute a harassment within the Prevention of Domestic Violence Act. The court noted that defendant repeatedly committed acts with the stated purpose to annoy and alarm plaintiff by disclosing plaintiff's sexual orientation to his family members and employer after plaintiff had informed defendant that he did not wish to disclose his sexual orientation to others, and after plaintiff had requested defendant stay out of his life. And that's the case of B.M.O versus P.M.A. For other information on domestic violence cases, criminal cases, visit website njlaws.com. For representation, contact Ken Vercammen's office in Edison at 732-572-0500.